This is why we shouldn't do podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you guys doing today?
Shitty.
Fantastic.
That's good. I'm doing fantastic too. Anyways, I'm Josh.
Yeah, that's how you normally sound. I am on quest of Star Garnet Studios, brought to you by Unemployment. Subscribe to my non-existent Patreon.
Your non-existent Patreon, good chap. Quite. I am captain of the automatic machines in the Electric Boogaloo Orchestra, at your acquaintance.
Also of the shitty Accent Society in bumfuck nowhere in New York.
Yes, how did you know? Are you a part of the chapter?
Would you like fries with that?
This is why we shouldn't do podcasts.
Roll credits, old chap.
And I'm Josh from Product Placement
I'm going to literally murder you.
I'm Josh from Product Placement Paranoia, which I'm not gonna be for long because I made a new YouTube channel.
Oh, you made another shit posting channel?
It's not a shit post this time around,
no.
but it's gonna be me talking about, political shit and stuff. Things that bother me.
Your anime channel that you've been promising for years.
Oh no. I call my channel the what the fuck is it called again? I forgot.
If you don't know the name, that's probably not a good thing to plug yet.
No, it is a good thing to plug because I don't remember the name. Yeah, exactly.
Walk through the desert with a channel with no name. That doesn't fit.
Well, anyways, it's called Antisocial District.
Antisocial District. Everyone go subscribe to Antisocial District and then unsubscribe to the fucking automatic machines for that shitty joke. Abysmal joke.
Oh, that's a new channel.
Negative subscriptions content for that.
It's good.
Oh, yeah, that would be terrible.
Mark my words, this is the only time in the entire goddamn podcast history that I'm ever going to plug Josh's content because fuck that joke.
Yeah, it'll have me talking in my very monotone voice, and I'll be very serious and talk a little bit like this.
Are you trying to do an impression of me?
No, I'm trying to do an impersonation of another YouTuber.
Would be an impression, first of all. Second of all,
he's depressed.
Speaking of impersonations, I feel like we were going to talk about a certain game that was kind of an impersonation of a much better platformer.
Or is it a much better platformer? I don't know.
It was an impersonation of a much better platformer on the Sony PlayStation.
What platformer?
Is anyone going to pick up the cues? Am I really going to have to spell it out? God damn it, we're talking about the Spyro Trilogy.
Yes.
Oh, that one. I remember that one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That one that's an inferior version of a much better platform, i.e. Crash Bandicoot.
They're kind of not the same, though.
Yeah, they aren't.
They're kind of both platformers, and they're kind of often compared.
That would basically be like comparing Crash Bandicoot to Mario. You can't fucking compare the two, man.
Well, I mean,
Dude,
I think
comparison was constantly made in the media.
Crash Bandicoot's essentially a 3D Mario. It's a linear
Mario is
game
a 3D Mario.
First Crash Bandicoot game and Super Mario 64 constantly got compared, so I don't know where the fuck you're coming from. I put a whole magazine from the time I compared the two.
Actually, if anything,
I was born in 1994. How the fuck was I supposed to know?
Spyro and Super Mario 64 actually share more similarities.
Yeah, they go through portals and shit, right?
The fact that they're both similar style games, it's the fact that they both came out from Twin Studios, it's the fact that they were both exclusive to the Sony PlayStation, it's the fact that they were both massive hits that rose at the same time, they often cross-promoted, they often cross-advertised, they're fucking demos for each other's games,
But the gameplay is not similar.
I don't care
about
the gameplay, I'm pointing out everything else about the series that is intertwined.
Well,
they're natural comparisons.
I mean, they're basically twinsies, but... I mean, to call them...
yeah, they're like friends. There was even a crossover with Game Boy Advance games, I think.
whatever. The point is that I know the next thing that Cap says is that he's going to say that I was claiming that it's a ripoff, but I explicitly did not say ripoff because it's not that it's a ripoff. It's just that the comparison must be made because of the way that the games were advertised to each other, because of the way the games were intertwined with each other, which is why it's a fair comparison to call Crash Bandicoot the better of the two.
Or Spyro the better of the two, whichever side you want to fight on.
Crash the better of the two.
It depends. I mean, in terms of fun and...
I never played the Crash trilogy, so I wouldn't know.
You've never played them, so I don't know why you're commenting on it.
For fuck's sake.
Spyro's better.
Crash is, like, just frustratingly fucking hard at times.
Yeah, I've seen gameplay of it. It looks pretty difficult.
Well, I've never played Dark Souls, so...
How does it feel to you that 5-year-old me can complete a game that 30-year-old you can't complete?
What game are we talking about here?
Your
Dark
original
Souls.
Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, I've beaten it. It's just fucking hard.
I thought, like, 5-year-olds play Dark Souls.
It couldn't be that hard.
It's fucking, like, especially, like, the wall levels where you're trying to climb up the wall and there's those spinny fucking wood thingies, and it's a pain in the ass.
Sounds like it's a pain.
It's really not that bad, though. I mean, especially as far as platformers go, I can think of a lot more bullshit platformers. At least you have to admit, functionally speaking, it's a great game. There's not really a whole bunch of, like, fucking bugs or issues. The controls handle well. Like, logically speaking, yeah, the levels can get kind of difficultly planned, but they're not, like... It's not hard because of bullshit reasons. It's hard because of fair reasons.
Yeah, well, I didn't say it was unfairly hard. It's just fucking aggravating.
Would you say that the Spyro games are hard by any chance?
They are not hard at all.
I'm like playing a children's storybook.
Yeah.
I know the Reignited Trilogy, which is what I played, and I assume, Captain, you played them as well?
I played the originals as well as the Reignited Trilogy.
Yeah, me too. I found the speedways in the Reignited Trilogy much harder.
I've actually found the original speedways harder.
Really?
And
I found those piss easy.
No, from what I've
That was
seen of gameplay, the Reignited Trilogy kind of seems like everything's been scaled back.
yeah, it definitely feels a lot easier than the originals. I don't know if it's
Well,
just
the regular
time.
The regular levels, for sure.
Prettier. Just in general, the entire game looks a lot prettier, but it also looks a lot simpler.
I mean,
pretty much. It goes for a more simplistic, childish style, but I guess that's what the original Spyro was going for too.
Well, the original, now the Crash Bandicoot fucking remake, that was bullshit because they played with the physics on that. It does not play the same.
They did. The fucking physics.
I saw
that in Crash Team Racing. I've played those games so well I can literally play them with my eyes closed, and the remakes are fucked with. Something about the goddamn physics is fucked with. I can tell.
It's the jumping, like...
Yeah, I saw the gameplay of the remakes, and that's why I'm judging it. I don't know.
Yeah, the jumping in Crash, like, he would jump depending on how hard you press the button.
I remember playing Crash Bash as a kid. I could never beat it, but I played Crash Bash.
Well, that was just a rip-off of Mario Party.
Well,
yeah.
That's kind of productive. Party games aren't owned by fucking Nintendo.
Well, they were the first to really capitalize off of it.
I would argue that Crash Bash is inferior to Mario Party, but I would not argue that it's a rip-off of Mario Party.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Crash Bash doesn't cause your friends to literally try to kill each other at the
tradition of ripping off
like Mario Party does.
Oh, they don't. Let's not get into that. Again, the only thing, like, I'll argue that Crash Bash is worse than Mario Party. It's probably the only Crash game, the only part of the original Crash, we call it Saga, that being the trilogy Crash Team Racing and Crash Bash. The only part of that saga that was inferior to anything that's on the Nintendo side is definitely Crash Bash.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a rip-off. All the games were different. The gameplay style was different. Everything operates differently. It's not.
It was fun. Just not as good as Mario Party.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong here. I'm a huge Sony fan. But
Sony's not bad.
Like, there's Mario Kart, and then there's Crash Team Racing. There's Mario Party.
Crash Team Racing plays... Okay, Shut up for a second. Crash Team Racing plays nothing like Mario Kart. It plays more like Diddy Kong Racing than it does Mario Kart. But again, even there, it's not a ripoff. Mario doesn't own the rights to kart racers. The 16-bit generation was full of cartoon kart racers. They were really common.
But Mario 64 got a lot of traction.
Also, Crash Team Racing is better than any fucking Mario Kart game, period. You can fight me on this. I will stand by that. The original PS1 version of Crash Team Racing is better than any Mario Kart game. It handles better, it plays better, it's more fun. It's not a ripoff. You can have a character made.
Okay, so to say ripoff, let me just say that Sony coincidentally comes out with similar games to successful Nintendo games shortly after they're released.
Like PlayStation Battle Royale to compete with Smash Bros.
That was going to be my next example.
Yeah, yes. Sorry.
I'm not going to defend. I'm just saying, specifically with the original Crash games, it's not a ripoff just because it exists and just because that also existed. I feel like I'm not making sense. I feel like my point isn't really coming across.
No, I get like if anything, Crash is inspired by Mario, but it doesn't.
I wouldn't even say inspired. I would just say like they just made a racing game.
Oh, you're talking about the racing game. But I mean,
the original reason that Naughty Dog made the racing game is because they were fucking around in the studio. They realized that allowed them to put Crash on the. Of course, this all stemmed from when they were making the original game. They realized they could put Crash on the Warthog. Crash Team Racing spawned for making a Warthog racing game.
The
Warthog level in Crash Team Racing. That was what Crash Team Racing spawned from, was putting them on that. And then they realized, well, that's not exactly as fun as making karts. And so they made a go-kart game because go-karts were really big in the late 90s.
Well, I feel like the motorcycle level would have been more of an inspiration than the Warthog.
I've never played Crash Team Racing, so I have no opinion on it.
I've read way too much about the entire Naughty Dog era of the mid to late 90s. You know, just everything that spawned Crash Bandicoot 1 through 3 and Crash Team Racing. I've read 2 books on that entire period. I've read so many articles and interviews.
Mark Cerny's a genius.
I can't begin to describe how do I put this? My entire childhood was defined by the Crash Bandicoot trilogy and by Crash Team Racing.
That's cool.
So I've read a lot on that.
Yeah, my childhood was like mostly Spyro, which we got.
I played both.
That's okay.
Spyro.
I played both. I'm a perfect balance.
So, like I said before, Cap and I played the original and Reignited Trilogy. Well, Batman, you played only the original, correct?
I played the originals. I don't know if you played the originals. You kind of only talk about things from the perspective of the Reignited Trilogy.
No, I have played the originals.
I'm assuming all.
And that's how I know that they're... That's why I believe that the originals are easier to play than the remakes.
I own the originals. The originals are way fucking harder.
All 3 of the originals on my shelf over there. They're significantly
I found
same here.
I found the Spyro 3 Speedways, the original ones, a lot easier than the remakes.
Go back and play them. They're fucking hard.
Yeah, I did go back and play them, and they were easy. They made them harder in the Reignited Trilogy, I think. But...
And then that fucking hockey game in Spyro 2 was fucking hard. And the fucking crystals, where you have to get the crystals instead of Hunter, that was fucking hard.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't consider any of it to be hard, per se. It's just...
Well, you also got to consider...
footage for Reignited.
I haven't played the originals in probably close to 20 years. So this is, 20 years ago, they were hard.
So, Spyro Trilogy, which one is your guys' favorite? That's the true question. That's what I'm going to judge you two by.
I'm going to say Spyro 3 is my favorite.
Oh,
Spyro 2 is superior.
Oh,
Spyro...
That was what I was waiting for.
No,
Fuck you. Spyro 3 is the best game in the trilogy.
It's not.
It is.
Spyro 2... Here's the problem with Spyro 2 that I have is that, we all agree that Spyro 1 is the worst of the 3, obviously.
It's its debut album.
Yeah. It barely even has, much of a story. And Spyro 2 has a pretty decent story overall, but I feel like that game's way too short, whereas Spyro 3 is kind of perfectly length.
Spyro 3 tries to do way too much at once.
I don't think it does.
It takes the game, like, Spyro 2 is Yahtzee's perfect description of a perfect sequel. It's more, but better. It's the same gameplay and stuff, style and everything of Spyro 1, but it just adds more mechanics without really deviating too much from the gameplay that made it good. Spyro 3 adds all these fucking characters that don't need to be in there, which just feel like glorified tech demos because you only play them once or twice a piece, and the levels are super fucking tiny and make no sense. They're just portals to, like, oh, you're okay, Spyro. Now you're a kangaroo for 5 minutes. Good job, Spyro. It just
that's like,
oh no, I feel like variation helps.
Yeah, it spreads out the gameplay. It tries new, more fun things. It keeps things fresh.
It has a better soundtrack. It has a
also, the music.
It has a pretty cool villain as well. I like what they did with the rabbit lady.
Ripto's way better than the fucking Empress or Sorceress or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Cap on this one. Ripto was the villain. There's a reason why he comes back later in the series. He is much cooler of a villain.
Yeah, I think he's an okay villain. But I'm mostly talking about the bunny lady, like how she starts off as a bad guy, but then realizes that she's on the wrong side, and she switches sides to fight against the sorceress. I kind of thought that was an interesting dynamic.
Who is Ripto voiced by?
I don't remember. Why are you asking me?
I thought you were going to say Ripto was voiced by, or whatever. You were going to say Ripto one then.
I mean, like, normally I'd know that type of shit. You're kind of asking me when I'm on my third Four Loko, though, bud. I'm sorry. I know he's famous. I know that it was someone major.
Right.
Shit,
just side note.
like,
this episode is brought to you by Four Loko. If you want to forget basic facts about your childhood video games, drink Four Loko.
Well, it was
Greg Berger was Ripto.
Greg Berger.
Greg Berger or something.
Oh, duh, from Final Fantasy X. That's why I know him. And he fucking played.
Seymour Guado, right?
Well, I was gonna say a couple of members of the Sinister Six in the Spider-Man cartoon. And Grimlock.
Oh, all right, we went different ways there.
Cassandra Lee Morris was Alora.
In the original in the original Spider-Man cartoon in the 90s, not the original, but the 90s cartoon, he played Mysterio and Kraven the Hunter. That's where I know him from. He was also Eeyore in Kingdom Hearts 2. What else do I know him from?
Random.
I want to say he played Agent K in the Men in Black animated series. He was Galactus and Atuma. Let's see, he was Galactus, Atuma, and the Thing in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Why do I know so much about this guy who I couldn't remember his name a few minutes ago?
I have no idea, man.
I know he was in Transformers the movie.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he played Grimlock. What do you mean, oh dear? That's fucking cool.
Oh, just Transformers the movie with Michael Bay and shit. Just.
Oh, dumbass! Transformers the animated movie. From the
okay,
80s.
then never mind. Never mind.
No.
Sorry, I've been poisoned by the Bay.
He played.
I've been poisoned by the Bay.
Yes, get it? You've been poisoned by the Bay.
No.
Played Odie in a couple of the. He played Odie in like a lot of the Garfield cartoons.
Anyways, let's rip
them for you. In the new Scooby-Doo movie, the fucking Blue Falcon one that came out a couple years ago.
They brought back the Blue Falcon?
The Mask of the Blue Falcon. It was actually really shitty. Don't bother watching it. But he was in it. He played Zorak.
Okay, I won't watch it.
Oh, Zorak from fucking Space Ghost.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
no shit.
I've heard of Space Ghost.
Zorak was in that movie. Yeah.
My parents bought like a DVD collection of Space Ghost that we never fucking watched.
Don't bother watching Space Ghost. Space Ghost Coast to Coast is what you want to watch.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast uses all the assets from Space Ghost, but in a much more funny way.
Money equals wasted.
Just like they did it with C-Lab 2020. No, C-Lab 2020, because then C-Lab 2021 is the Adam Reed show. Right? Yeah. C-Lab 2021 was the Adam Reed show. Adam Reed of Archer fame. Falling back to that.
Oh, nice.
That's where the Sea Tunt episode came from. The whole Sea Tunt episode is essentially just a C-Lab 2021 final episode. Like, him getting killed. The captain was just the main character from C-Lab 2021, and he died in like the same way that happened in an episode in C-Lab 2021.
Ah, poor Captain.
Obscure cartoon references.
Fuck yeah.
Far Loco!
Man, Spyro really got everyone
man.
so excited.
I remember when I was
it was fun.
When I was a kid, Space Ghost Coast to Coast used to air on Cartoon Network at like, it seemed like the middle of the night, but it was probably like 10 p.m. And one of the episodes, I was like probably 5 or 6, and Elvira was on, and that awoke in something inside of me.
Oh, that's a great episode too. Oh, fuck, what were we talking about? We're talking about the
why Spyro 2 is the best.
I think Spyro 3 is better.
Shut up. You're distracting me. I know what you two are doing. Stop it. We were talking. The Scooby-Doo remake movie had the character from Space Ghost to Coast, which is from the original show, which is why I referenced Adam Reed, which is why I referenced Archer, which is why I referenced C-Lab 2021, which is all bringing it back to Spyro, which brings us back to the fact that Ripto does not make Spyro 2 better than Spyro 3, you fucker.
I didn't say Ripto made it better. I'm saying the fact that it's just Spyro and they didn't add stupid little fucking side games that make no sense was what makes Spyro 2 better.
Because, you know, the Rhinox are wrecking their home and Spyro freed them and now they can go back home and save their friends.
Maybe it makes no sense.
Maybe it'd be cooler if them and Spyro got together. They worked together. That would have been cool. For like a multiplayer thing, but
Jesus H. Christ. I'm gonna fall back on the childhood nostalgia thing. 3 was my favorite game when I was like 5 years old, so it's always gonna be my favorite game, and there's literally nothing you could say to convince me.
Fair enough.
I'll continue arguing, but I literally can't argue 3 anymore, other than the fact that I liked it when I was 5, therefore I love it now, and there's nothing you can do to change my mind.
And I still love it. Like,
well, here's my thing.
There's like really iconic things about Spyro 3, not just the music, but like Fireworks Factory definitely comes to mind. Like when I experienced that level, that changed my life forever. I'm being legit serious here. Like I just fantasized about it.
Fireworks Factory.
Yeah, Fireworks Factory is like an amazing level. The music is amazing.
Well,
here's
the thing.
Like,
I played them all in order when they came out because I was alive when they came out.
Yeah, me too. Old man, bitch. Wait, time out.
Yes.
You're old. I'm young.
Year of the Dragon came out in 2000. Spyro 2 came out in 99. Spyro the Dragon came out in 98. Holy shit, you were old enough to have played them. You were 8 years old when the first one came out.
Yeah, I remember buying it new in store, and I remember renting. I remember renting Spyro 2 and then going to see Pokemon the first movie in theaters and getting my fucking Ancient Mew card.
Oh, lucky you. Can you trade me your Mew?
I don't know where the fuck it is. I haven't seen that thing in like 15 years.
Damn. Foiled once again.
Speaking of Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, did you guys know that there's a fucking mobile game being developed by the same guys who developed Candy Crush for Spyro?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that shit. Fuck that shit. They did the same thing for, like, Mario. They did the same thing for, like, Pokemon. They did the same thing for, like, fucking Fire Emblem. I'm like, nah, I don't care.
Except
if it's mobile, I don't give a shit.
Look up, all those were developed by Nintendo. Developed by King Software, the guys who made Candy Crush Saga, a Crash Bandicoot game. I forgot. It came out in the Asian markets back in, like, fucking April. I forgot about that. But it's coming to America here soon.
And didn't they make a Crash Endless Runner, too?
That's what is coming out soon.
Oh, the Endless Runner.
Who knows? It might be good.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Endless Runner.
Come on, there was like a game studio.
It's going to be raced with fucking microtransactions.
There was a game studio that made, like, okay, Conquest.
How microtransactions is still going to be a Crash Bandicoot mobile game. That in and of itself just makes me hate Activision.
Activision can go...
Yeah, they can fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Except for Spyro, because that's a shit.
Oh,
I like it for that. Thank you for that, Activision.
Well, that's the thing is they weren't even none of these games were developed by Activision.
It was
just
by
publisher.
Insomniac Games, right?
No, the Spyro Trilogy remake was made by fucking Troughton. No,
Traveler's Tales.
it was fucking Toys for Bob, the ones that did the Spyro.
The one that Lair did Insane Trilogy.
Yeah, Toys for Bob did, or fucking God, I can't remember now. Traveler's Tales did the Crash Trilogy. Yes.
I was fucking stoked.
Didn't do the Crash Trilogy. Fucking Toys for Bob did.
I was
Toys
so
for
fucking
Bob
stoked
and
for
Victorious
that shit.
Visions.
I just wanted to say, like, when I saw that the Crash Insane trilogy was coming on the Switch, like a year after.
Yeah, it was Vicarious Visions that did the Crash Trilogy and Toys for Bob that did the Spyro Trilogy.
Okay.
So, Toys for Bob started the Crash Trilogy and it was finished by Vicarious Visions, but Toys for Bob is officially listed in the credits.
Awesome, thank you. Can I talk for a second? I just wanted to say, like, I know I was, like, excited because the Crash Insane trilogy came out on the Switch a year after it came out on all other platforms, and then Spyro was next to come out that same year for the other platforms. So I was like, yes, Spyro is going to come on the Switch next, and I was right, and I'm so happy about that.
Well, because they like money.
It's because Activision had no faith in the Switch because they thought it was going to pull a Wii U and it was going to have decent sales for the first year and a half and then fucking dive bomb.
I understand.
Or maybe it's hard to just fit all those things in like a cartridge, right? It's different on a disc.
No, those cartridges hold more space than Blu-ray disc, period.
Really?
What's the storage space on the Switch cartridges?
Close to a terabyte.
Really?
Wow.
I mean, the official listed storage, if I remember correctly, is a terabyte, but that's like 900 and change gigabytes after,
Right, all that extra shit.
I guess they're just fucking pussies.
But, a Blu-ray disc holds 500 gigabytes. I can tell you that right now. Double layered Blu-ray disc, whether 4K or original Blu-ray, holds 500 gigabytes.
I think they just managed to make a quad layer one that could do. But
yeah,
I want to check the internet here.
As games go, everything's on a double layer disc, or it's on a single layer disc, and it can hold 250 gigabytes. I guarantee you, it's 250 gigabytes and 5. Blu-ray discs hold less storage than a Switch cartridge. The problem with the Switch was the fucking fact that they had no onboard memory, which is kind of bullshit. At the very least, it should have a couple hundred gigabytes. You can get SSDs for like under $100. I'll have more than the Switch has on board. So there's no reason for me to have to go out and buy a 1 terabyte micro SD card for, $60-$80.
I actually bought a 128 gigabyte SD card for like $30 at Walmart.
You got ripped off.
No, because I paid like $80 for one that had less gigs on it, like 80 gigs.
That sucks. I paid. Let's see, I have 1 terabyte. In all 3 of my Switches, I have 1 terabyte ones, and the total on the cart was like $260 in tax. So really? I paid like $60-$70 for each 1 terabyte disc or 1 terabyte micro SD card.
I couldn't find any terabyte ones.
I think there's been a shortage since Rona, but
pause. These I bought Black Friday when the fucking Diablo Switch came out. Whenever that came out, that's when I upgraded the memories in all 3 of my Switches, because the last Switch I bought was the Diablo one. I bought it Black Friday of whatever year that thing fucking came out, 2018, 2019.
Hold on, you bought 3 Switches?
My launch model Switch was just the first one sold in the entire state of Idaho. I can promise you that. The first one sold in the entire state of Idaho. It is a gray Switch, and I own that one. I own the Smash Brothers Switch, and I own the Diablo 3 Switch.
Oh, wow.
Almost
like you got a lot of money.
Switch, but I didn't. No, I had a lot of money. Like 2 years ago when I bought those 2.
Supposedly, they're coming out with a Pro model of the Switch.
I'll buy that when that comes out, but it's been 2 years since the last Switch I bought came out. I almost guarantee it was 2018.
I see.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Because, the spring of 2019 would have been when I moved. Like I said, it was 2018 or 2019. Whenever the fuck the Diablo 3 Switch came out, I bought that on Black Friday. I upgraded the memory cards in all 3 of them the next payday. It cost me about $270.
Wow.
And I got 1 terabyte I got 1 terabyte micro SD card then, so long before this whole Corona thing came.
Lucky. I should have bought myself a second Switch. Oh, it made Pokemon training a hell of a lot easier.
I mean,
Oh well.
Both Pokemon games.
I'm just happy I got like
Easy
Spyro
part.
for the
Hard part's
Switch, whether it fit on the data on there or not. But that's cool. I didn't know that. So now the more you know.
Switches?
No, like the Switch cartridge can hold more than like a Blu-ray disc. I didn't know that. I thought it was the other way around. So I'm glad I learned something.
Switch cartridges are surprisingly capable. I actually kind of would prefer it if the Xbox Series X and PS5 were capable of using flash technology, because flash technology is just so much better than a disc in like every way as far as physical media goes.
That's why they have digital versions, I guess.
Digital versions suck because manufacturers aren't putting enough hard drives. 2 terabytes should be a minimum. The fact that there aren't 2 terabyte consoles is laughable. The only 2 terabyte consoles that came out in the entire 8th generation are the Xbox One X and S, because there was the white Xbox One S, there was the Gears of War 4 Xbox One S, the special edition console, and then there was eventually one version of the Xbox One X that had a 2 terabyte hard drive, that being the Project Scorpio edition. And I know that because that's the only 2 terabyte Xbox I don't own.
I see.
doesn't the
I own a white 2 terabyte and I own a Gears 4 2 terabyte.
didn't the Gears 5 Xbox One X have a 2 terabyte hard drive too?
Oh, it has a 1 terabyte, and it's fucking bullshit because I bought that 2 goddamn years after I bought my Gears 4 console. Why does my Gears 4 console have more memory than my Gears 5 console? What the fuck?
The Gears 5 one was sexy. I almost got it. I couldn't justify it.
Okay. I'm not complaining about the console itself. I like the console itself. It's actually my main Xbox console that I use nowadays because it didn't have all the games that came out before Gears 5 on it. So it's the one I use for everything that came out Gears 5 and later. It's a good console. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love the 3D plastic thing that they did with the skull on it with the ice.
Yeah, it's
super fucking cool looking.
Jealous.
It's one of the most unique Xbox consoles to ever be released. And Xbox, love or hate them, they do a lot of really fucking cool special edition consoles.
They do. They always go all out for the Gears.
Like I got an Xbox console right in front of me. Kind of.
They've always gone all out for the Gears release consoles.
Gears and Halo, they always go all out on them, and they always make them look super fucking cool. I mean, I think they go all out on all of them. Yeah, Gears especially. Gears 4 and Gears 5, there's a reason why I own both the Xbox One consoles for it. Technically, I own every Gears of War console that's ever been released, but that's a whole other thing.
Right.
But do you think Halo Infinite is going to be any good?
No.
No? Yes?
I think it has the potential to be good. I don't know if it'll be good on launch. I'm not going to fucking make bets like that until it comes out.
Yeah.
It's spent too much time in developmental hell. It's not.
Yeah, I'm in developmental hell. It's been in development for like 2.5 years. That's not developmental hell, quote unquote.
It's been in development for a long. They teased it like 2 years ago, and they
Has
keep
there
pushing
been
it back.
news for it
They
since?
teased it 2 years ago when they probably started their development cycle.
Yeah.
They teased Gears 5 when Gears 4 came out.
I've heard Gears of War are very bad games that I shouldn't play, but
No, Gears of War is fucking fun. You just need a second person to play it
Gears
with.
is great.
oh,
Even without second person,
And
Gears is really solid. The entire story, front to back, is really good.
Yeah,
It's
they did
one
a
of those
good
games
job
that
on
I'm
the story.
surprised. The Coalition picks it up halfway through the entire story, and they still turned out really good games. Gears 4 and 5 both have good stories.
I'm not sure where they're going with.
is it as good as Spyro stories?
It's not even like a fair comparison.
Better.
Spyro is made for children. Gears, especially Gears 4 and 5, is made for adults. Gears 4 and 5 is geared towards the original. Geared, get it? Pun. Gears 4 and 5 is geared, again, I hate to use that word, towards the audience that would have played the original trilogy when they came out. It's absolutely meant for adults. It's absolutely an incredible story. It's absolutely not fair compared to Spyro, because Spyro is made for 8-year-olds.
Right. It's like trying to compare My Little Pony to the Mission Impossible movie.
Oh, please do not make...
I wasn't even going to say Mission Impossible. I was going to say it's like comparing it to the fucking Sopranos. Something that's like high art.
Guys, just keep My Little Pony out of this, please.
Fuck
please.
My Little Pony.
Whatever. That's like comparing Ben 10 to the fucking Sopranos.
Right.
Like, I mean, both are good in their own ways, but it's not a fair comparison because, of course, the Sopranos is going to be better because the Sopranos is more intelligently written.
Right. I mean, and Gears 3 has one of the most emotional scenes in any video game.
Yeah, by far.
But, yeah.
Dom's death absolutely makes me cry every time it happens.
Well, I wasn't gonna fucking spoil it, but yes, when Dom's death is one of the top.
That game came out in like 2008. I don't even care. Whatever.
2011.
It's been over a decade. 2011. Okay, 9 years ago. Whoopee.
No,
almost
10 years ago. Ouch.
It hasn't been 10 years yet, though. It'll be 10
it came
years
out in October.
Well, if
Yeah, so it'll be
Gears
10 years
4
in
and 5 are good, then...
No,
We're talking about Gears 3 We're talking about Gears 3 for my birthday episode. Fuck yeah, let's go. October 13th.
How
We're doing a
much
Gears episode.
can I get for
All
sale
right.
on Steam?
No, it might be on Steam.
If you're gonna be a little bitch about it, I'll just mail you games. I don't care. I'll buy you copies of the game.
Dude, you could get Gears Ultimate Edition for like $10.
In Steam?
I'll buy him the Ultimate Edition. I'll buy him Gears 4 and I'll buy him Gears 5. I don't give a shit. No, you're buying it on Xbox One. You own an Xbox One. I know you do.
I don't, actually. I own a gaming PC and a Switch, and that's it.
You just said you were looking at a fucking Xbox.
Yeah, my gaming PC. I consider it my Xbox because it plays the games.
It's not an Xbox. Period. I don't care what you consider it. It's not an Xbox.
I mean, I could play it with an Xbox One controller, so...
It doesn't count.
No? Okay.
I can play my PC
I don't
with
have
a
an
PS4
Xbox.
I can play my PS4 with a Wiimote. I literally have hacked my PC to play with a Wiimote.
Why would you want to?
Just a dongle to connect it. Oh, so I can play shooters because the PC runs right there in the Wii.
Yeah, that's true. Sure.
But I basically fucked around with it so I could play House of the Dead remake. If I ever got around, that's why I would use to build a House of the Dead arcade cabinet. If I ever got around to it, I would use a Wii Zapper and PC modded to run Dolphin.
I mean, you'd be better off breaking the Zapper apart and like trying to find like the old plastic guns, and you could really have fun with that.
I've been considering buying the Spyro Reignited Trilogy for the PC.
You already own it on Switch.
Yeah, but, you know, I own 2 copies of the same game on PC and Switch.
I don't think it's that great. I get that you're trying to bring the conversation back to Spyro, but there's a reason why we keep from Spyro.
Yeah, because, you know, they're fine games. We all agree on that, I guess.
Yeah, it's a good nostalgia trip because
it was great when I was 8.
It's great now, I think.
Trilogy,
the Reignited Trilogy, definitely.
It looks exactly how I remember it playing it when I was 9 and 10.
I'd say it looks prettier, but
yeah, I think it looks better. I do think there are some characters, the character designs they kind of ruined with Reignited Trilogy.
I think they did all right. They did
sometimes,
like
some of them. They don't look as threatening as they did in.
I wish Tom Kenny, I wish they didn't use Tom Kenny as the voice for Spyro. I feel like they could have done much better.
God, he's so annoying too.
Yeah, he's not great.
Is explicitly why I stopped watching the playthrough I was watching Spyro and decided not to get it, is because all I hear when he's fucking doing his thing is fucking SpongeBob.
He has like 3 voices. He has SpongeBob, he has Ice King, and he has fucking Heifer. That's the 3 voices he could do.
Kenny is capable of more than just sounding like SpongeBob, though. I know he is, because I've heard him on multiple adult animated shows. So why the fuck he just sounds like SpongeBob? I don't get.
It's probably because he sounds like SpongeBob, and that's the little kid. Mommy, that's SpongeBob. SpongeBob's in this game. Sure, Timmy, shut the fuck up and go play your game now. Well, Mommy has to, I don't know, do something depraved.
Mommy has to suck the gardener's dick.
Yeah, like play Candy Crush.
No, suck the gardener's dick.
Fuck
Mommy
off,
has to cheat
Timmy.
on Daddy. Daddy's off making money.
Fuck off, Timmy. Let Mommy play Candy Crush. And then Crash Crush.
Candy Crush is what Mommy calls the gardener's dick.
Or Crash Bandicrush. I don't know.
Mommy cheats on Daddy while Daddy's out paying the bills. So that's how that goes.
Gotta pay the bills somehow, Timmy.
Yep.
Then Daddy tries to get a divorce, and Mommy ends up with custody of Timmy and with half the property.
And the house. And all the
half
money.
of the fucking paycheck is alimony.
Yeah. While she
the husband is Alan Harper.
Gets fucked, and he actually gets metaphorically fucked at work because his boss is a dickhead. That's how that story goes. Welcome to America, guys.
This is America.
It's also Canada too, but much less extreme.
Yeah, because Canada doesn't have bullshit alimony laws.
Thank God. I'm never gonna get married. I'm just gonna say it. I never want to get married. I'm married to Spyro. That's all
you gotta
I
find
want to
somebody to
marry.
marry you first.
Yeah, and when you do get married and when you get divorced, you will only lose half your stuff. You won't lose.
I don't want to lose any of my stuff. I want to keep everything.
That's
No,
why a
fuck
prenup
that.
is something. A prenup is something that you need to have because when she leaves your ass, she's gonna leave with half.
Or maybe I just won't fucking get married to her,
18
period.
years. Yeah, 18th birthday, he found out it wasn't his. Oh,
Take my money. I'm in need.
I believe I could fly.
Friend indeed.
I believe I could touch the sky.
What the fuck? No. No.
Oh.
No.
Josh.
I'm doing
Bad Josh.
No, I'm doing the Spyro's version. I'm trying to sing like Spyro.
Sing I Can Believe I Can Fly by fucking R. Kelly.
Is that who it's by? I thought it was by
Yes, it's by R. Kelly.
what's his name? Kellen Connor or whatever? What's
What?
It's by R. Kelly. It's by R. Kelly, you fucking piss-loving
No,
piece
Tom
of-
Kenny. That's his name. I thought that was
Oh,
Tom
for
Kenny's
fuck's
song.
sake.
By R. Kelly. That's the short of it.
Spyro
It's R. Kelly.
Kelly.
My mom's telling me no.
My body! My body is telling me yeah.
Ever heard his song I Admit?
That goddamn
I
voice
tried
crack.
I tried listening to
I
that
nailed
song.
shit.
Come back when you're done with puberty, Billy.
I tried listening to that song and I just couldn't do it.
Nailed that shit. With the voice crack and everything, you can't even tell me I didn't.
That was good.
Oh, I was still talking about R. Kelly, but
Horrible, but that's how the song sounds.
Yeah. I said no. I said yes. I said no. I said yes. And then I pull out my gun.
ha! Wait, are we doing Will Smith or shit?
No, I was doing trapped in the closet.
Yeah.
Oh. Tom Cruise got trapped in the closet.
And I pull out my gun.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So, anyways, Spyro. Now that we're completely and totally derailed, let's do final thoughts on Spyro, guys.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I'll start. Logically, the trilogy gets a 7 out of 10 because it's a decent trilogy. It's a good piece of gaming history. My 8-year-old self wants to give it a 9 out of 10 because dragons. And I'm giving the conversation that we just had a 10 out of 10 because I got to bullshit about Gears of War and brag about the fact that I own both the Gears of War Xbox Ones.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
you.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I don't know if giving them a score would be fair for me. I just rate them.
I'm passing
What?
Cap the talking stick. Thank you very much.
Okay, fine.
Cap,
Oh, okay, cool.
take the talking stick.
Save the best
Oh
for
God,
last, you know?
why is it sticky, dude?
Talking stick. You quit bitching. Accept the talking stick.
I'm
Because he
accepting it. I'm gonna have to
came.
wash my hands after.
He
Christ.
came.
Oh.
After you don't want to know what was on my hands.
Oh. Oh.
This has turned out great so far. I'm loving
really-
this.
Oh God, there's like a chunk of something. Spyro.
Yeah, I was a chunky girlfriend's ass.
gets it.
She did just some weird
Ugh.
fucked up shit.
Out of
Oh God, what's that? Okay, so
Again, it's your girlfriend's ass.
oh my
Spyro-
god.
Spyro Reignited is a great one-for-one remake. It made the game shinier and new, but it could have built upon the games a little bit better. It could have fleshed out some things that were left unfinished. Like there was that one level in Spyro 1, Treetops, where it's a complete fucking mess because they never finished it. They just kind of
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because
Like-
it was unfinished. And then-
That's the thing. Spyro 1 is too long. Spyro 2 is too short. Spyro 3 is just right. Because Spyro 2,
No.
they had
I agree to
like
disagree on that.
But
Spyro 1
summer
was rushed.
falls, autumn plains, winter tundra, but where's spring whatever?
Who's holding the talking stick?
You.
I'm gonna tell you to
It's
fuck yourself
you.
because of talking. You can go fuck yourself. I'm just gonna real quick comment. Crash Bandicoot cut out its unfinished level. Thank you very much. Now you can continue.
Fair enough.
Wow.
But Spyro 1 also came out right around the same time as Crash 3. So, but anyway, yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, they could have fleshed things out more. They could have like added some more levels, like the bonus characters, to make Spyro 3 a better game. But didn't do any of
Spyro
that.
3 is perfect. I don't care.
But I'm going to allow my inner roll to reign true and give this a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, that's good. Anyways, I feel like they could have added one more level in Spyro 2, or like one more world thing, and that would have been like great. Because what I noticed, I felt like Summer Falls or whatever it's called, Summer Mountains or whatever. I feel like that's like kind of a decent length, and then Autumn Plains has like a shit ton of levels, which makes it long. But then Winter Tundra is like too short, I feel. But don't you feel that way, Captain? Or
yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like Winter Tundra's realm.
Plus, when I 100% complete, because I'm one of those people, both the summer and autumn areas, like everything with all the orbs and shit, by the time I got to Winter Tundra, they were like, oh, there's 4 levels, but guess what? You don't need to play them. You can just run on over to Ripto and kick his ass. And
yeah, they were
like,
definitely running out of steam. That's
yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's why I think Spyro 3 is better, because it's more consistent with the levels. Even if they are shorter than I want them to be, they're still consistent.
How dare you not ask me what I...
So yeah, I would give the same score as Captain, but if I were to like rate the games, I would say from best to worst, Spyro 3, Spyro 2, and then Spyro 1. Because Spyro 1 just... It's just too bland. And I don't like that Spyro sinks in water either. It's great when he swims in water and doesn't die when he falls in water.
Well, it's the Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
It's not just GTA.
Yeah.
I really hate that logic though in video games. Anyways,
I just wanted to get those points across. Yeah.
See, Spyro 1's like the debut album where they're still trying to figure themselves out. Spyro 2 is like their sophomore album where they really got their sound nailed down. And Spyro 3 is like after they took a trip to fucking the mountains, Himalayas or whatever, took a bunch of acid and decided to add a bunch of extra instruments that didn't need to be on there.
Actually, I disagree. I think Spyro 3 was where is like an album where they decide to be experimental and try something different, and it works out perfectly.
I'm gonna call Spyro 2 like the sophomore slump of the Spyro trilogy, and I feel like Spyro 3, much like Josh just said, Spyro 3 is a much more...
It's coherent.
Experimental but cohesive. Yeah, coherent. Coherent's a better word. Let's go coherent. It's a much more coherent project as a whole. Anyways, speaking of much more coherent projects, we were forced to watch an anime.
Yeah. Before we get to that, I just wanted to say that I think they really fucked up the Spike battle in Spyro 3, the reignited version. Because it was really hard in the original version, but in like Spyro 3, or in the reignited, they fucked it up.
Pause. You argued with us for like 15 minutes that the fucking Spyro reignited trilogy is just as hard, if not harder, than the original trilogy.
Well, I'm talking about the speedways. The speedways were harder, but the rest of the game was like piss easy. Sorry.
Yeah, that's how the original trilogy was. I think that you need to go replay Crash Band or fucking Spyro, because I promise the original Spyro trilogy is that.
You know what?
Easy.
I'll do that. I'll take up that challenge. How does that sound?
Do it. And
yeah, I'll do it.
Are we just incapable of nailing an intro or a transition rather?
Evidently, going back to my transition, though, Wandering Witch, The Journey of Elena. I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about it, because that's my pick.
So let's take a journey?
Yeah, let's take a journey to the Wandering Witch.
Any way we want it? That's the way we need it?
You guys
any way you want it.
Swear to God, I can't quit this podcast just so I don't have to hear any more stupid puns and wordplay.
I'm gonna miss you, Conquest. It was good having you on the show.
I guess we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go our separate ways.
I guess so. But let's just
Get the short of the episode, please. Just give the synopsis.
So, Wandering Witch, The Journey of Elena, which has a colon in it. Wandering Witch, colon. like what we all have. The Journey of Elena came out in 2020. It's rated PG-13.
Oh, really?
It's an animation adventure fantasy, and
G13.
And you know, you guys probably don't have a Twitter. Actually, you don't have a Twitter. Do you have a Twitter? I'm on a Twitter.
Let's not log your Twitter, please.
No, I'll plug it at the end. But like, I'm subscribed to the topic of I'm subscribed to the topic of anime, and they never shut the fuck up about this. So we decided to watch it. I watched it out of curiosity.
Where's this we?
Yeah, there's no we in this.
Okay, fine. I forced you guys to watch it because I was curious.
Yeah, you held a gun to our heads.
Yeah, my bad.
And then you plug your shitty Twitter, which has like 0 followers, and obviously tweet about popular anime.
Well, regardless, Wandering Witch is what we're going to talk about. Should I say spoilers? For
I mean,
I guess
we've already fucking spoiled the shit out of Gears.
Yeah, so let's spoil Wandering Witch. So if you haven't seen the anime, don't just fuck off and watch it and then come back here, or don't, whatever. I don't care.
That's how it usually goes. Can I please talk about the anime? I actually have some really interesting thoughts on it.
Yeah, but before we do that, I want to read the plot summary.
Yeah, we didn't get the synopsis yet.
Yeah, please don't read it.
So, the anime centers on a girl named Elena. When she was a kid, she loved reading books. And among all the books she read, there was a series called Nike's Adventure. I'll just call it Nike's Adventure, which was her favorite. It was a collection of short stories about the witch Nike's adventures around the whole world, based off the writer's own life experience. Elena liked Nike's adventures so much that starting her own adventure became her all-life's dream. Jesus fucking Christ.
Pause.
Can we get a summary of the summary?
Josh, please don't read the whole synopsis. You're not even 2 minutes into the episode. I liked the show, but please don't read the whole thing, please.
Okay, then I'll just make it simple. A girl named Elena read a bunch of fantasy books from some hack, and she's like, I want to be a witch. And then she becomes a witch. And not just a witch, a wandering witch.
No way.
Yes way.
I'm going to roll with it. Okay, so...
Is this her journey?
A journey? Of
Okay,
Elena.
let him have his cookie.
Sure, Conquest. What did you think of the show?
I was pleasantly surprised. I kind of liked the show. I'm going to be honest. The animation was absolutely gorgeous. The background scenery was absolutely amazing. I would not be surprised if they hand painted the backgrounds, because the backgrounds did not look computer generated at all. The backgrounds looked absolutely amazing. The entire show was really pretty. Dialogue was absolute mess, but that's kind of what you expect from anime. And I feel like a lot of that is just because we watched the dub version. I feel like if it wasn't lost in translation.
Yeah,
isn't really the fault of the show itself. I can't really blame the show itself for the fact that Japanese and English are so far apart. So I'm not really going to. But the dialogue was absolutely a mess. The voice acting wasn't great, but again, that's not necessarily the fault of the show itself as much as just the dubbing. And that's a problem across the anime. Like across the board, anime has that problem. Every single anime has bad voice acting. You will not convince me otherwise.
I like to think that when Elena was saying saying that dialogue that is poorly written because English dubbed, the dad laughing for some reason, like at the beginning of the show, is like laughing at how bad her dialogue is. I just like making myself think that's why he's laughing.
The parents are the absolute worst as far as voice recording goes. They sound just as bad as I do while sitting in my goddamn closet, which has
the dad was awful. Like, he didn't even sound like a fucking dad. Like, come on.
Not even like a dad. He just didn't sound like a fucking...
I just know what anime dads sound like. He's not supposed to sound like that.
Going further, he doesn't sound like a professional actor, period.
Yeah, he sounds like shit.
They just got some guy off the street. Hey, do you know how to talk in English? All right, come on in.
It's kind of how it feels. But besides the point, other than that, I feel like the show is quite good. The overall story, if you ignore the fact that the dialogue parts are kind of broken because they're translated, the story itself is kind of heartwarming. I got sick of the whole training montage thing. I got sick of the whole Mr. Miyagi Yoda bullshit of teaching patience and trials by
that thing is that's
kind of old.
Should I call that a trope or
a trope? It's absolutely a trope.
Yeah, that trope's getting old. It was fresh in like, Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, but now it's as stale as my fucking 3-month-old milk in the cupboard.
That's just cheese.
Almost good job making a reference.
Yeah.
My point is, the show itself's kind of heartwarming. Like I said, the animation is great. The soundtrack is absolutely phenomenal. I was not expecting that, but whoever the composer was is my new fucking hero, because that guy is absolutely amazing at his job, and he deserves a raise because he's doing B-tier anime, and he does not deserve to be doing B-tier anime because he is an absolutely great composer. I like that guy a lot.
I'm not gonna lie, the part where the tutor lady hugged Elena kind of made me well up a bit. I like that part.
Tutor lady?
Yeah,
literally called the master because it's a master-apprentice relationship. They even say that in the show. Why the fuck did you call it tutor? Okay,
I don't know.
Show's good. I'm gonna say the show is good. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm gonna be honest. I went into this thinking I was gonna hate it. I didn't hate it.
Yeah,
same here. Although it did have the obligatory anime master came out of the shower wearing nothing but a towel, and
it wasn't too fan servicey. I mean, I've seen much worse. We all have. It still counts, though.
I wouldn't say it counts. It wasn't like it was sexually exploitative in any way. It's just using general television tropes, which isn't really an anime thing. It's a television thing. I can't really blame it for using them.
She pretty much had an orgasm when her shoulder being rubbed.
Well, doesn't everyone?
It was like Herbal Essence's commercial level orgasm.
I don't know.
That bad. It was a problem of overacting. It's not a problem of the show itself. Like, I don't think
I have an orgasm every time someone gives me a shoulder massage.
It sounds
like oh, that feels so good. Oh, I just wet myself.
I'm trying to defend the show here, and you're making it a million times harder because you're kind of ruining all anime for me by being your weeaboo self again.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So, I don't think it was that bad. I feel like the voice actress kind of overacted, but she kind of did that with everything. I don't think the massage scene was like weird or extreme or anything. It's just
it wasn't that weird.
I mean, it definitely didn't have any like sexual overtones. I would.
Would you argue that comes across that way in terms of the voice acting, or?
I'd say it was the.
To Knights of Magic. That is leaps and bounds better than Knights of Magic or any of the other fucking anime we've watched.
Yeah.
I don't know. Devilman Crybaby was really good.
I forgot that was an anime, and I forgot we watched that. Never mind. I rescind my comment. It's not as good as Devilman Crybaby, but Devilman Crybaby is so good, I don't think of it as an anime.
Fair enough.
I think Devilman Crybaby is worse, but,
agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, even if we agree to disagree, we can both agree that either way, both shows are leaps and bounds better than any of the other anime we've viewed on the show so far, right?
Yes.
I guess so, yeah.
All right.
We can all agree that the show is absolutely leaps and bounds better than most of anime that we've seen.
But to be fair, I watched more episodes of Wandering Witch, and it doesn't really improve much.
It doesn't need to improve.
Yeah, there's not much. I mean,
well, the problem is,
to improve. It's just that it doesn't need to improve. It's not like there's any glaring flaws that have to be fixed for the show to be capable of being functioning.
There's one flaw I noticed, and that's mostly because I watched further on in the show, and that's the story is kind of non-existent. It's basically just her going to places, and then that's the end of that.
Judging just based on the first episode, it doesn't really have that problem.
Yeah, it's setting up her adventure.
It's basically cool. Harry Potter meets Pokemon. You're a wizard, Harry. Now go out and explore the world.
Yeah,
Pokemon,
pretty much.
Well, she's definitely way too young to be just going out and she was 14 when she passed her wizarding exam.
What? No. She was 15 when she was given her wizard's thing. She was 18 when she started her adventure.
Oh, all right.
Or she likes to claim she's 18.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Thanks, dubbed version.
To be fair, that is a very thing in Japan. I mean, fucking Ash Ketchum is what, 11?
Yeah.
12.
But what about in the dubbed version? Does he say, "Oh, I'm 18. I'm 18"?
Yeah, I would like to point out, my two co-hosts are creeps, and I do not.
I'm not a creep. I mean,
I'm just a loser.
What
the hell am I doing here?
I mean, I'm not a creep.
As far as I'm concerned, the official story says that she turned 18 by the end of the first episode, and I don't care because I didn't view her in a sexual manner. They are the ones who viewed her in a sexual manner, and I do not condone any statements that they're saying. That is the official stance of
I don't see it as
Starcraft Studios. They now continue.
I just
wish
know
I was special.
I just
You're
know
so
that the
fucking
Japanese Japanese people like.
But I'm a creep.
Oh
Jesus
God,
Christ.
fucking damn it! Really? Don't bring Radiohead into our Wandering Witch, please, please.
All are the ones who brought up the age thing. I didn't even fucking think about that. Jesus Christ!
I like that they I like that they that she was like. I just wanted to say I like that they made Elena this girl who's like full of herself, and then everyone treats her like shit and doesn't want to train her because they
fucking taught her a lesson. You never see that in anime. You never see the actual fucking pompous character get their shit rocked.
So did you guys catch
the problem in the second and third episodes? They throw that fucking lesson away, and she still acts like she's better than everyone else, and you know that's a problem.
We're not reviewing the second and third episode.
Yeah, but I just wanted to point that out.
Did you guys catch the allegory?
The allegory?
There's a massive allegory.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, explain it.
All right, let me put on my tinfoil hat again. So this was the whole beginning of this was an allegory about the job industry and how hard it is for people who just graduate to actually land a job because they always require experience and they just shut the fucking door in your face. So in an act of desperation,
I did not see it that way.
Beneath you, and you get abused and asked to do way more than what you're capable of.
I just thought it was. Go ahead.
A few comments. The job is not beneath her. She's an apprentice. She has to do it somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not beneath her at her skill level. 2, this is not an allegory for anything. The parents paid off all the other witches to not take her.
Really? I thought they paid the one witch to take her.
But they paid all the witches to take her. It's obvious if they paid the one witch to take her, they paid the other witches not to take her.
Which witch
really used to not take her.
I thought they
every witch in town reject her. Why would every witch in town reject her when there's no reason to reject her?
Because they see her as this person who thinks she's better than everyone and acts like she's the greatest thing in the world. And
how would they know that in a 5-second knock?
Well, maybe they watched her train in a montage that wasn't even shown. I don't know.
I don't think it's that. I think that if we're implying that things happened off screen, I think it's much more likely the parents tried to dissuade her from becoming a witch, because we already know the parents dissuaded her from becoming witches, right? In line with the parents' characters, already paid one witch to try and dissuade her from becoming a witch. Why would they not dissuade all the other witches in town to try and force her to go to the witch they paid to dissuade her from becoming a witch?
They were not supportive at all.
Yeah, that seems like the most common sense answer to me. And when Cap with his stupid fucking conspiracy theory allegory bullshit can agree with me on this, and I feel like that's probably the most common sense answer.
Yeah, that doesn't. What you said didn't make sense, Cap. So you're wrong. You're just objectively wrong.
I had that down before the twist was revealed.
Ah, and you forgot to delete it. You fucked up.
No, I just felt like saying it still because I bothered to write it down. I felt like saying because up until that point, it's a valid allegory. It's just it gets thrown out of the fucking window when the parents
are behind it all.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm still gonna stick to what I said. I feel like it's obvious the parents at least coerce the other witches into saying no. Otherwise, there's no logical reason for them to say no. It's going to be the best student they could ever possibly ask for. It's going to be a young student that they can mold in their own image. It's going to be... Really, there's no downsides to hiring her unless the parents tried to coerce them into not hiring her, which would absolutely fit into their characters. It would absolutely fit into the plot of the story. It would absolutely fit into the overarching story of the episode.
I must have missed that part.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely...
I know they paid the one witch to train her.
Okay, that...
But I thought it was because there was no other witches that would be willing to do it, and they're like, ah, shit, she really wants to be a witch, so...
No, they're paying her to try and dissuade her from becoming a witch. They're trying to pay her to make her life miserable.
Yeah, they purposely paid her to dissuade and not teach her how to be a witch.
Oh, right.
That's why the one witch absolutely makes her do a bunch of menial bullshit chores. That's why she absolutely abuses Elena in the fight. She's trying to break Elena. She absolutely admits that. There's like a whole 2-minute long speech about it.
Then how come she kind of breaks her character and all of a sudden tries being like a motherly figure to Elena when she starts crying and stuff?
Because she was fucking bawling out. She's not a monster.
She wasn't ever meant to be a monster. She didn't really want to do it in the first place. It was just because she thought that it would make Elena a better person. Because the parents thought it would make Elena a better person. But the parents were fucking morons, and the witch felt bad as soon as Elena started crying because the witch didn't actually want to break Elena. She was trying to break Elena the easy way, and when she pushed Elena too far and Elena had a mental breakdown, she felt horrible about it. Because the witch wasn't a bad person, because she was a really good person who was just trying to do right by Elena, because she thought that parents were right. But once she saw Elena break down, once she heard Elena's story, she realized that she was the asshole in that scenario.
I see. Yeah, I missed out on that part.
Yeah, I just want you disagree with any of the nuances I drew from the show?
No, you're 100% correct.
Yeah. I just want to say I like the show as well. I was kind of surprised, but not entirely.
Well, considering how we all got clearly different inferences from it.
Yeah. If I have one major complaint about this show, it's that it's the one thing that I'll complain that anime does that pisses me off to this day, which is the shitty humor. Like, whenever they want to try to make a joke, they gotta have characters looking cheap and have stupid eyes.
Oh yeah, like the squinty laugh eyes.
Or the white circles with black outlines, the thick black outlines. Try to show off. Ooh, it's comedy now. Yeah,
twice I did that though. Both times being related to the parents, which I mean,
like this time around, it's minimum.
Yeah, as far as anime goes, they handled it very well. There is very few anime tropes, anime-specific tropes in this show. Like, yeah, they use some tropes, but they didn't really stick to the anime-specific ones that seem to ruin every anime for me.
Yeah, they keep it to a minimum in this, and you know, it's still a problem for me, but it's not that bad. Like, I could get around that. It's just when it's done constantly is when it's a huge problem.
Like, actively, it wasn't something I wrote in my notes. It's not something that's actively on my mind. Until you pointed it out again, I didn't really think about it.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry that I reminded you.
It's only twice in the entire episode. It's really not that bad. Maybe it's bad in the later episodes, and you're conflating now with the first episode, but the first episode has 2 instances of it.
Actually, it does happen in the second episode quite a bit, but in the third episode, it doesn't happen at all. Weirdly enough.
You're complaining from the second episode from it.
Maybe it's just how much torture I've inflicted upon myself with other animes that do the exact same shit, and just anytime it pops out in something that's slightly decent, I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's possible.
Just when I was getting on your side, you had to do this shit. Well, I know it was minimal, but
sometimes these jokes aren't even originally in the script. It's just the translator puts that joke in because it fits to like what the lips are.
Or no, saying. It's not. That's not it. Yeah. There's no translation with the jokes. It's the animation.
It's about the water drop or the round white eyes with the lines under it. Like, I know what Josh is talking about because in every anime
they have like that shit. Except for the good ones.
And the time that they used it is the 2 times they used it, they kind of used it to their advantage. The only part I didn't like was the dad crying. I feel like I disliked that more because of who the dad was as a character than because of the crying itself. Of course, the crying itself was a thing, but the dad character,
he's a fucking pussy. He's like a fucking pussy. He cries too much. I wrote that down.
Crying doesn't bug me. It's the fact that he fucking was a piece of shit. That's what bugged me.
And then he cries again. And then he acts like a piece of shit, and then he cries again.
Most of them are pieces of shit, though, because they literally tried to suppress their daughter's dreams.
Yeah, it's like abuse.
It's borderline emotional abuse.
I could be wrong here, but I want to say, like, the teardrops and the white eyes and all that stuff, that's just kind of a staple, just so much as, like, the laugh track is a staple of American sitcoms. It's just what they do.
Nobody's disagreeing that, but that doesn't make it any less of an annoying trope when it does pop up.
Yeah. It never really bothered me.
Fun fact, In all 3 episodes, there's always a crying scene. In all 3 episodes I watched, there's a cry scene.
I'm not talking about the other 2 episodes, though.
Yeah, but I just wanted to point that out because I think that's kind of interesting.
Well, it's not
So
fair
if
to
you
bring
thought
up
the
because
crying scenes were annoying, it still happens.
it's because of the context. I don't think it's because I dislike crying, and I feel like bringing the other 2 up are kind of unfair, so we shouldn't talk about them.
Yeah, it's so not
that's
fair.
that's fine. I guess it isn't fair, but sometimes I like to go far and beyond.
Let it be stricken from the record that the other 2 episodes do not exist as far as we are aware. The crying scenes of the other 2 episodes do not exist as far as we are aware. We have not discussed any of those as far as we are aware. Those 2 lines are to be stricken from the record forevermore.
And so it is said, and so it shall be.
Yeah, let's just assume that episode 1 is the only episode from the show.
I'm passing the talking stick back to Cap.
No, pass it to me. I want to touch the cum.
No, how is it even more sticky? Oh, I just washed my fucking hands.
You're welcome.
Too late. I made sure to get some extra stuff on it. So have fun.
I mean, I really don't have much more to say than what's been said. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. My biggest critique...
Would you say it's good?
I'd say it's decent. I mean, it didn't really captivate me that much, but that's not really a fault of it. It's it's not really a fault of the anime. It's just I'm not it's not my cup of tea. But
just
my
not an
biggest
anime
thing
fan, I
was
guess.
there was not really any real conflict.
No real conflict? I thought there was a bit of conflict.
Yeah, the parent acts as an antagonist. The conflict is with the teacher as things progress. I mean, there's no one consistent conflict, but I feel like there is a conflict, as well as a rising action climax is the word I'm trying to say, and a falling action.
Yeah, that's true.
I gotta say, the action scene that happened in this episode was actually really good. I enjoyed that a lot.
I'm about to say the action scene, because the action scene was fucking awesome. I love that fight scene.
Oh yeah,
it was pretty well animated.
The effects were good. The animation was good. Everything about it was good.
First of all, effects is not something that happens in 2D animation. That is literally not a thing. Second of all, no, it's like literally not in the how animation is made. Effects is not a concept, so to speak. Anyways, back to the fight scene though. The actual physical fight scene right before the breakdown, not the one after the year-long the year-long not compilation, but the year-long help me out, guys. The yearlong montage. Thank you. Montage. Yes, after the fight scene before the year-long montage is absolutely amazingly animated, and I absolutely love it. I feel so bad I forgot to mention it in my initial thoughts, because it is absolutely the highlight of the show, and it looks amazing.
Yeah,
it's very well done.
Yeah, I'm impressed at how well, like, that was the first thing that struck me, was like just the leaves and the seasons and just how well animated.
I'm a sucker for pretty pictures. What can I say?
Yeah, I believe the animation looks really good, especially compared to the rest of the roster I've seen in 2020.
I mean,
which is shocking, because you think, like, anime in 2020 would look fucking amazing now, but the fact that this show is the only one that's got really great animation says a lot.
Just compared to everything that we've been forced to watch in the fucking podcast series, it's absolutely leaps and bounds better. Especially shows like New Game. New Game doesn't even look good. At least fucking Knights and Magic look decent.
Yeah, right. Knights and Magic look good. New Game just was just lolicon bullshit with,
which you love,
recycled.
You made us watch it.
Yeah, I made you watch it because I wanted you to feel the same pain that I felt.
I mean, they could have spent a little bit more time on the characters. The characters themselves seemed a little
they seemed a bit rushed, I guess.
Yeah, but
the parent character.
But you know what? 10 episodes later, I redeemed myself.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I'd go that far.
I mean, it's not like any other character was really bad. It's just the parent characters, I feel like, at least.
Yeah, well, the Galena could have been a little bit better, but that's just me.
far as anime
I think I think the teacher's awesome. I think she's a great character.
I don't know, the teacher kind of irritated me, but
Really?
I mean,
Yeah,
well, she was meant to be irritating. That's why what I liked about her.
Quirky.
yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I understand that. I understand that, like,
well, I understand the quirkiness stuff, but I just accepted it for what it was.
If Netflix were to make a live action and of this, they would definitely cast Zooey Deschanel as the master.
Time out. Pause. Did you say Zooey Deschanel?
Yeah.
Dewey?
Yeah, Zooey. There's 2 O's in it.
No.
Zooey.
Zoe Deschanel. No,
it's Zooey.
It's Zooey. There's 2 O's.
Don't fucking care if there's 2 O's. It's Zoe Deschanel. Everyone says Zoe Deschanel. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's Zooey. There's 2 O's.
Zooey? Do you hear yourself?
Guys, Cap is right. Sorry, Conquest, but Cap is right.
Cap is not right. It's Zoe Deschanel.
No, no.
It's Zooey.
No.
It's Zooey.
Oh,
it's Zooey.
It's Zooey.
2 against 1, Conquest. Give in.
I would bet you my left nut that it's not Zoe Deschanel.
You're losing your left nut, buddy.
There's no way that her name is...
You're losing your left ball.
How do you pronounce it?
I'm going to be 1 ball Richard now.
According to Hello Giggles, Zoe Deschanel.
Oh, fuck you, Google.
Zoe Deschanel! That's your hobbit left nut in the mail any day now.
But that is also the Google fucking robo.
You're the one who wanted to bring in Google.
Google fucking robo. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Zoe Deschanel.
So this is a 2 versus 2 vote, so it's a push. But we had the initial. It's so basically because the flag on the play is ruled inconclusive. The original call on the field stands. It's Zoe Deschanel.
Yes.
No, it's Zoe Deschanel. I don't fucking care. You're not bringing fucking NFL rules into this. Suck my fat fucking Native American dick. It is Deschanel. Fuck you.
Agree to disagree.
And I haven't laughed this hard since your reactions to New Game. Oh my
God. As I was saying, if Netflix were to cast this in a live action movie, they would cast the master as Zoe Deschanel.
Zoe Deschanel!
Would you like to preface that with a disclaimer?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That sounds like a preface.
Yeah. Oh my fucking God.
Wrap this up with I have a fucking stroke.
I mean,
I need to calm down.
She's not going to pronounce her name like a normal person anyway. That's why she added the extra O.
I hate you. Shut the fuck up. Parents gave her that name. Stop talking.
Oh my God. This is great.
She wasn't the first person to have fucking Zoe in her name, right?
Zoe is Zoe.
No,
is
that was Zoe 101.
O-E-Y. Zooey is Z-O-O-E-Y. There's an extra O in there.
So it's Zooey.
J.D. Salinger would like a word because he wrote a book called Frankie and Zoe with 2 O's in the Zoe. You know why? Because it's pronounced Zoe!
Well, J.D. Salinger was a talentless fucking hack anyway, so...
That's to Mark David Chapman.
That further exemplifies my point. Mark David Chapman was a fucking phony.
Mark David Chapman shot the most prolific music artist of the 20th century. That's not a fucking phony. That's someone who got shit done.
Okay, so Zoe as in Z-O-W-E-E. Is that Zoe?
Really are we giving kudos to Mark David Chapman right now?
Kudos!
Because I think he's a piece of shit, but he accomplished a lot. He killed the most prolific musician of at least the 20th century, probably of modern American music history, or rather Western music history.
What a dick. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll give him props. I don't give a shit. Like, yeah, he did a lot. For better or worse, she shaped the fucking ground of modern music.
Oh, I thought we were dissing him. Oh, well.
I'm dissing him. Fuck Mark David Chapman.
Yeah, fuck Mark David Chapman. That fucking...
Shut the fuck up.
That fucking
Zoe
weeb.
Deschanel was named after the J.D. Salinger book. And if the J.D. Salinger book is pronounced Zoe, then so is...
fucking creeper.
Zoe Deschanel.
Maybe you're pronouncing the book wrong.
Aw, man.
Every literary scholar disagrees with you, but whatever. So tell me why you are suddenly more qualified than every literary scholar, including J.D. Salinger.
Well, then how do we
And
know
Elena.
that she was named after the book?
And she said so in multiple interviews. It's literally the most common thing ever. If you look up, why is Zoe Deschanel spelled with 2 O's, it comes up.
Zooey. It's Zooey.
Yeah, it's definitely Zoe.
Deschanel, her parents said that she's named after the book. J.D. Salinger said it's pronounced Zoe, so why the fuck are you two arguing it?
Fake news.
As arguing for content? Is that it? Should be you two are arguing for content?
I've
Because you're
definitely
trying to-
heard her name be called Zoe.
Okay, I definitely heard her be called Zoe. That doesn't suddenly make the argument more valid.
What do you call the thing you go to with the animal?
Zoological is not the same thing as Zoe, because again, J.D. Salinger came up with the double O spelling. So why are you trying to argue it with fucking goalpost moving bullshit?
Well, I mean, like I said, J.D. Salinger is an ass clown anyway.
You know what? Don't even bother, Captain. He's probably the same person who thinks the Moors invaded Spain in the 1800s, when we obviously know it's the Moops.
What?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I was making a
Where's the
Seinfeld
fuck
reference.
is that
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm lost. You lost me, dude.
Sorry.
It's not a Seinfeld reference. What the fuck are you talking about? I've seen every episode of Seinfeld.
That was a reference to Seinfeld.
Dude,
I have no idea
Moop
what's
is
going
not-
on.
Moop is not because of the Moors. Moop is entirely... What the fuck are you talking about?
Because it was a typo on the card. It was supposed to say Moors on there, but it said Moops.
Yeah, but they're not related. Have you ever seen Seinfeld? What the fuck?
Yes, I have, dude. Why do you think I made the reference?
Okay, final thoughts on the fucking anime.
Josh made a Seinfeld reference. What's the deal with that?
Yeah. You guys need to watch Seinfeld again. Anyways, Elena, the wandering witch of the journey. Colon.
Elena! Speaking of Seinfeld, Elena!
Elaine!
Yeah, Elena!
Is she
Yeah.
master of her domain?
Elena Bennis. That's her last name. Bennis is her last name.
It's Bennett and it's Elaine.
I thought it was Bennis.
Elaine Bennett. It's Bennett. I promise.
Bennis.
Louis Drew. It's...
Fatatouille. Okay,
You're a fucking moron, Bennett. I promise. Okay?
just when I had him on my side. God damn it. Okay, so Elena, the journey of wandering witch. What do you think, Cap? Final thoughts?
I mean, the first episode did a good job at depicting the characters unlike some other animes here. And it moved the plot to the point where I feel like this whole episode could be turned into a movie. If they just expand on a couple things, it could be like a really good intro to a movie to a series.
Yeah.
Like I said,
an intro movie to a series, I would say it could just be a good movie wholesale, period.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, my biggest critique would be that there's not really an enemy, but if anything, that might actually enrich the movie a little bit better because it doesn't follow the same stale anime tropes.
Yeah, animes don't need like enemies. They just need to be fucking good. That's all I ask for from an anime is you can do whatever you want with like the plot and the characters as long as it's written well and the characters are well established and there's some sort of...
all anime is your lifestyle, but like I would argue that
Yeah,
any show,
but like
not just
90% of animes that I've watched don't do that because the writing is always bad.
Just
probably
beware.
Shows in general don't do that.
Yeah.
Again, not just straight to
Well,
anime.
I'm glad I finally found one that was pretty good.
Yeah.
What would you guys give it?
Well, all that
10.
being said, I would give it a 7 out of 10.
Cool.
I was going to give it an 8 out of 10, but I'm subtracting half a point just because you two were fuckheads about Zoe.
Oh, don't do that. Come on, man. Just be...
You mean Zooey?
You two don't understand American literature, and you two don't understand J.D. Salinger, and fuck you two both. I'm giving you a 7.5 out of 10.
Oh my God, which means an 8 out of 10.
No, out of 10.
I'm giving this the same score as Cap, and I'm probably gonna fit it.
End this show. Why am I the one who gives the high score?
I have no idea.
But your fucking arbitrary bullshit 0 last episode, and now you're gonna give.
But
this
so
show
far, I think Wandering Witch: in my ass. The Journey of Elena is much better than Knights and Magic, which was
that's
originally my favorite.
Yeah, that's not a fucking accomplishment. Jesus H. Christ, way to downplay the entire goddamn show.
I guess. Speaking of shows, do we have a recommendation from Cap on what we're going to talk about? Yeah, you guys ready for your
assignment for next time?
Oh yes, please, teacher, please, please.
Okay, so next episode.
Please force me to kill a bug in the bathtub.
All right, you guys are killing it here.
And I say,
alright, who's getting the back
row? Yeah.
My reference is both A, more timely, and B, better than Josh's.
Hey, man.
That was pretty.
I said, hey, what's going on?
And I said, oh yeah, which is a more relevant meme, so fuck you. Yeah,
fuck
what's
you
your
too.
Recommendations? Where we watch?
You know, I'm so disturbed I can't think straight. Give me a second.
Oh boy.
Oh no. So next episode we are going to be doing an album and a show.
No, we're not doing Disturbed. Jesus Christ. No.
Oh, we're gonna do something better.
Is it Godsmack? I'd listen to When Legends Rise Again.
Oh God, no.
I'll take it to the edge!
I hope that Alberta gets nuked just because of that.
Well, I hope Idaho gets nuked because of what you just said.
You guys are in close proximity.
Yeah, we'll nuke each other. Ready? Nuke wars!
And we know it's not Disturbed, and we know it's not Godsmack. So what is it? Limp Bizkit?
No, so you guys are going to be so upset, you're going to want to lock yourselves up in your own prison. Gentlemen, we're doing Creed, My Own Prison.
I hate you.
And we're going to be doing a fun little anime called Crayon Shin-Chan.
Crayon Shin-Chan.
Wait. You're supposed to be my break from anime. What the fuck? Why do you bring me an anime?
Oh, you guys are gonna enjoy this one. This one's fun.
Yay!
Break from anime. Stop bringing me anime.
This is only the second time I'm giving anime, and the only reason I'm giving a fun, lighthearted anime, this gave fucking Euphoria last time.
The only 0th time I've given an anime. So what the fuck's your point?
I'm the happy medium. Duh.
You anime, you fucking monster. Why you give me anime, huh?
I'm also giving you Creed, My Own Prison, so,
You are giving me Creed. Fuck you. Double fuck you. Way to fucking prove my point.
I'm gonna enjoy Creed.
Even better, they're actually tangentially related.
I can't wait to hear Scott Staff. Or is it Scott Stapp?
Or whatever. It's Scott Stapp. Shut the I don't care whatever dumb pseudo-intellectual bullshit you do to combine these two. They still suck.
Oh, it's not intellectual at all. It's actually quite juvenile, the connection. So, I guess I would be amiss if I were under the assumption that you guys would be greeting my picks with arms wide open.
I have my arms wide open right now. Like, bring it in, guys. Bring it in.
These picks are my sacrifice.
I'm so happy.
No. This is my equivalent of being in hell. This is my third circle of hell. Punishment for gluttony. This is my third circle of hell, and I hate you both.
Don't hate me. Hate the system. What's the system? Why we shouldn't do podcasts.
Roll credits?
Not yet.
Aw.
Fucking damn it.
let's
do it.
plug our shit in. So be sure to follow me at PPP_official on Twitter and MetaHuman72 on Twitter as well. I'm more active on there. And I got Product Placement Paranoia and the Antisocial District, which I'm going to start using now. No more PPP. No more PPing.
Don't follow any of that garbage.
No, follow Antisocial District.
Don't follow any of that garbage. Follow Conquest at Conquest at Stargate Studios.
Conquest at Product Placement Paranoia.
Fuck up! I'm drunk.
And being the only one who can actually
I'm
pronounce
drunk. Take me home.
Follow the Automatic Machines and the Electric Boogaloo Orchestra on YouTube.
Follow Stargate Studios.
And stay tuned for my forthcoming my forthcoming book, which will be published sometime
His
this
forthcoming album entitled Prison.
Make sure that is published.
Prison with Creed.
I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna write a better book than him, and I'm gonna make sure that it's published before his book. So go read my book.
Well, considering your track record on publishing videos, I'm say.
Half of his books. I'll knock one out before you release your book.
Want to bet?
How much you willing to bet?
Not a dime.
Ah, well, fuck both of you guys. I'll see you guys.
Sometime.
I'm talking to the audience, by the way. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all later, like at a convention or something.
That's not happening anytime soon.
Well, let's fucking make it happen. See you later, ladies and gentlemen.